A woman was living a happy and content life, lost in her own world with her only daughter. One day, suddenly, fate struck, and her daughter passed away, leaving this world forever. It was an unbearable shock for the woman, because her daughter was her entire universe. Her mind refused to accept the natural order of life and death. Desperate and grieving, she went to the wise healer of the village and pleaded, "Oh healer, tell me of a remedy that can bring my daughter back. I am willing to spend all my wealth in exchange." The healer looked at the grieving woman and, after deep contemplation, said, "Yes, there is a remedy. But for the cure, you must find a mustard seed from a household that has never experienced sorrow." The woman thought this would be an easy task. She set off immediately, believing that her village was filled with happy homes untouched by grief. She knocked on the first door, and a young woman answered. The grieving mother asked, "Has your home ever witnessed sorrow?" The young woman's face turned somber. A painful smile spread across her lips as she replied, "My home? It has been a dwelling of sorrow. My husband passed away a year ago. I have 4 sons and 4 daughters, and ever since his death, survival has been difficult. We have been selling our belongings just to get by, and now there is hardly anything left to sell." Hearing this heart-wrenching story, the grieving woman forgot about her own pain and sat with the widow, consoling her, sharing her grief, and lightening her burden. By the time she left, they had become close friends, promising to meet again. Later that evening, she entered another home, only to face yet another tragedy. The woman of the house was nursing her husband, who was bedridden with a severe illness. There was no food in the house, and the children were starving. The grieving mother ran to the market, bought some essentials with whatever money she had, and returned. She helped cook a meal and lovingly fed the hungry children. With each passing day, she continued her search, knocking on doors, hoping to find a household untouched by grief. But everywhere she went, she was met with sorrowful tales. And with every new story, she found herself becoming part of their pain, trying to bring joy into their lives in whatever way she could. Over time, she became an integral part of the village, sharing in everyone's joys and sorrows. She had completely forgotten her own grief and the reason she had set out in the first place. The healer had given her a remedy, not one that could bring back her daughter, but one that could heal her own broken heart. The moment she stepped into the first house, she had unknowingly begun her journey toward healing. This is not just a fable. It is an open invitation to everyone who isolates themselves in their own world, indifferent to the joys and sorrows of others. True happiness multiplies when shared. This story teaches us that by embracing the happiness and sorrows of others, we become better, kinder, and more compassionate human beings.